In this world, nothing is inherently dark, but it is made to be so. Nothing is inherently terrible. It is created that way. As we reflect on our lives, we encounter two dark and terrible things, but what are they truly? The most dark and terrible force is ignorance. When we lack knowledge, ignorance breeds fear within us. When we are afraid, we perceive things as too dark and terrible. If someone tells you they have seen terrible and dark things on a mountain, or maybe by a river, maybe in a temple or at an ashram or with a guru from any religious organization, actually it only reveals their own deep ignorance and foolishness. In this sacred land of India, it's a place where fear grips the hearts of many. Yet, it is not only here. Fear is a human tendency. When we present a small matter in a twisted and distorted way, it appears too dark and terrible to the listener. Allow me to illustrate this with a simple story. One day, a saint or a Mahatma was cutting a lemon in his hut to prepare lemon tea for himself and his disciple. A female disciple sitting nearby saw this, and fear gripped her heart. She wondered why he was cutting the lemon, though the simple reason was that he was going to make a lemon tea. But in her fear, she ran out screaming, telling others that the saint was a criminal practicing dark sorcery. People already prone to agitation believed her without question. See, it's all too easy to provoke people in this world nowadays because they are already on edge. If people were wise, they would have asked the woman how she knew the saint was performing a ritual to harm someone. What evidence did she have? No. But instead, they stormed the Mahatma's hut and mob lynched him. This is the true character of our society today. We see people daily claiming to have witnessed terrible things at ashramas or with gurus. Yet the truth remains, that the lemon was cut merely to make tea. In an environment steeped in ignorance and superstition, how do we protect our faith and tradition? It becomes a daunting task for the saints and seekers also, as negative and ignorant and superstition people spread misinformation about so-called too dark and terrible practices. But let us remember, the darkest thing resides within those very individuals. See, India has a rich tradition where even the rituals were performed on corpses to overcome fear and attain fearlessness. What do humans fear most? Themselves, right? Humans are terrified of their own mortality, of seeing a burning or a decaying body. So Tantra teaches us to sit and meditate on the places of death in the cremation grounds to conquer this fear. Yet people twist this practice into something too dark and terrible, in something as if it's a taboo. Rumor mongers speak of dark practices awakening cremation grounds. If cremation grounds were awakened, all the dead would wake up and there should be a full moon parties in the cremation grounds. All the dead would be drinking and dancing. See, the meaning of awakened cremation ground is that there is always a pyre burning. Bodies are constantly being burned and the fire is never extinguished. You must have heard of Manikarnika Ghat, the Mahashamshan. In Tantra, it is said to overcome fear. But if you listen to these chatterboxes today, they will say someone threw cremation ashes into their house and performed dark rituals and such things. So people tremble at the mention of black magic. See, what is magic? Magic is simply amazing someone with a trick. Black magic is termed as such, black, because it is mysterious to you. And this indicates your ignorance. If you understand, the mystery disappears, right? For example, a magician on stage shows a trick of cutting a woman's neck and placing it on a plate, but the woman is smiling. If you don't know that this is a trick, you will probably get terrified. But when the trick is revealed, the fear vanishes. Yet people tremble at the mention of black magic, driven by ignorance, obviously. In our lives, we hear accusations of black magic, manipulation, psychological tricks used by gurus and ashramas. But the reality is far from this. The words of ignorant and foolish individuals have, they hold no weight. And this is the reason why judiciary assesses a person's mental soundness before accepting their testimony, knowing that an ignorant person can call anything bad. When you hear people spreading such rumors, remember that they are uneducated, illiterate, and living in darkness. The rumors of these ignorants have caused great harm to the world of religion. True seekers now hesitate, fearing the baseless claims of dark practices. Are there dark things only in ashramas? Look around the civilization. People consume alcohol on daily basis, kill and eat animal daily. Isn't that dark and terrible? Exploiting poor, wars causing innocent deaths, people dying due to lack of medical care. Are these not truly dark and terrible? Accidents occur and people pass by without helping. Isn't that true darkness and terribleness of humanity? Yet no one wants to talk about these things. Instead, they spread falsehood about spiritual journeys, discouraging those people who want to walk on this path. These people are so filled with darkness that they seek to end your spiritual journey, filling you with doubt and filth. Remember, if you seek darkness and terribleness, look outside, not within spiritual traditions. See, true religious traditions are very clear and transparent. You can question your gurus, understand the root causes, and learn deeply about the tradition and knowledge system. Yet those filled with desires, lust, immoral freedom, despise self-discipline and tradition. And when a virtuous person stands before a lustful one, the latter is pricked by their own impurity. Such individuals will try to defile the virtuous, saying celibacy, renunciation, and self-discipline are nonsense. But you tell me, which religion in the world does not extol celibacy? The power of celibacy is recognized worldwide, and those who follow it progress in life. Yet those filled with the desires cannot tolerate this and spread falsehood. When a person fails and is expelled by the guru or by the tradition, they gather others like them, those who are already expelled and failed, using their dark and terrible energy to weave a web of lies, trapping even the true spiritual seekers. Remember, there are indeed two dark and terrible forces, but not where you are shown. So be vigilant that your spiritual journey does not end by, heeding the words of those filled with darkness and terribleness. I wish that may we all strive to seek truth, light, wisdom, overcoming ignorance and fear, guided by the clarity and purity of spiritual tradition.